Last week, big thing happened. The European Central Bank made a major move, lending $645 billion. More than 500 banks came from Europe and got those loans. I talked to Robert Mundell. He's a noted economist, the father of the euro. He's credited with helping build the single currency. He's a professor at Columbia University. He talked about last week's move by the ECB. He says it was an absolute game changer. It was a very big deal, and it signaled that more is on the way. Listen.
A blockbuster event occurred on Wednesday, which was this massive increase by the ECB, the European Central Bank, of no less than 490 billion euros of money, new money. Absolutely phenomenal. This is the most massive expansion of money in a single day ever in the history of man. It was really a blockbuster event, and it was done very smoothly. And it was a big surprise, but the European Central Bank, did for the first time say they'd lend up to 3 years instead of just 1 year. And all banks, over 500 banks got in the act and borrowed money because they needed it. There was this, so what that did was to avert, at least for the time being, any kind of banking crisis, which is a tremendous. The big problem was this combination of the banking crisis and the sovereign debt crisis. Now, it also will do something for the sovereign debt crisis, because a lot of this 500 billion euros, maybe a couple of hundred of it, can be spent on government bonds. Right. So this will be a market for new government bonds.
So it's a blockbuster event, but it's not a game changer.
Well, in a way, I think it's a game changer, because it also indicates that the European Central Bank, it says it's against, it can't do quantitative easing, but this is quantitative easing. If not the whole 490 billion of it, at least a good part of it, half of it, is real quantitative easing in the same way that the United States has done.
Do you expect the next step?
So given that they're going to do that, that's a bit of a game changer, because it also means, I think, that they won't have any problem in ultimately in buying up and fixing the interest rates on the Italian and Spanish debts.
He had a lot to say about QE3, about the Fed, about the ECB, and also about one of the hotspots of the Eurozone right now, Italy.
Italy, because the future of the euro is resting on Italy. You just showed us that Italian stock market is outperforming today. Italian bonds are getting hit. The yields are at dangerously high levels at 7%. Even Robert Mundell, who helped lay the foundation for the euro and is very bullish, expects it to survive and thrive, says that the big changes in Europe's economies need to come from Italy. And surprisingly enough, he doesn't think that the current Prime Minister, Mario Monti, is necessary. The technocrat, everyone cheered when he came in. Remember, he replaced Silvio Berlusconi. Robert Mundell is not too hot on Mario Monti, and in fact, he had some strong opinions about Italy's political future. Listen.
I don't know who would come back in after Mario Monti is done, because I don't think that Mario Monti probably won't be able to finish the job completely, and maybe, who knows, maybe Berlusconi will come back.
Really?
Because I think there's a chance he will come back, because he's been the strongest politician in Italy in the post-war world. He's the one that's been able to, although he didn't solve these problems.
So you think Berlusconi's going to come back and save Italy?
What Berlusconi did in his phase, he didn't do much to cut back those entitlements, but he did arrest them. They stopped rising, and that was a big feat, to stop them from getting worse and worse. So now I don't know. Maybe he won't. Maybe he's too unpopular to come back. But still, he's in charge of a powerful force, and I wouldn't underestimate him.